Welcome to the British Esports Student Champs South National Grand Finals for League of Legends. I am Waxon, joined by Lou, bringing you all of this best of three action between the Beacon Mariners and Colonel Cyphers. Lou, welcome to the Grand Finals.
Yeah, welcome. It's nice to see Conal Cyphers back here as I was casting them last time when they went against, I believe it was Confetti. But yeah, I'm super excited to get into game. I would really love to see some Mordekaiser with his new buff. Well, they say it's a buff, but Riot don't think so. They say it's an adjustment. But his new ultimate, with him being able to just keep people in the round, just seems so strong. So excited to see that champion.
Well,
what about you? Is there anyone you want to see?
I like you as well. I'm excited to see both teams, especially Colonel Cyphers, defending champions last year, winning student champs at LAN. So obviously they're now playing in this best of three, one matchup away from getting into the LAN Grand Finals yet again. But for me, the Midcan Mariners, a team, a college that I haven't had the pleasure of casting or covering for British esports in any of the many esport titles we have, not for Apex, not for Valorant, not for Rocket League. So it's interesting to see this new college name making their way all the way to the grand final for the southern region. Do you have any favorites going into this match, Lou?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I haven't seen Mid-Kent myself, so I'm very excited to see what they can bring to the board. But Conal Cyphers, I remember last time they were insanely good and just got really far ahead of the other team. So looking forward to see how they play again. Definitely excited for today's matches. So just looking forward to getting into the game. And as you can see, we're going into draft now.
Yes, we are, and I think it's safe to say both of us and everybody at home watching most probably expecting or hoping for a full three maps. That's kind of what we want to see when we have a grand finals, right?
Yes, definitely. We don't want it just to be a RKO 2 and done. We'd love to see the 3 games. That'd be really exciting, definitely. And so we have actually done a pre-draft for this with the pro draft system. So we do know the bans and picks going in. They've already sorted them out, so they can do it in pick order of top to support. But yeah, looking at this, we've got the on the side of Mid Kent. They've already banned Kindred and Vladimir and Rakan, so they definitely don't like that. Oh, I love to see the Alawi ban as well. I very much hate playing against that champion, especially when they can just 1v5 your whole team. So that looks like Conal Cyphers don't like them as well.
So I think you're already starting to earn your appreciation with the draft. Yeah, it's very interesting to see, as you said, especially with the most recent Mordekaiser feature that was added. Not a buff, if anybody will pull it off. I mean, I'm pretending I don't know what they're going to select. I definitely know the draft, but I want our audience to have the pleasure of getting revealed at the same time as us. And we have the Mordekaiser being locked already.
A huge champion for them. Of course, against the Malphite. Malphite is a strong champion, but I do believe Mordekaiser just will destroy him. Overall, Malphite can't really stand a chance in the Death Realm against a champion like Mordekaiser, especially if he's going the full kind of tank, because he mostly builds against AD, so I'm wondering how that will go for the top lane.
It will be interesting. It will be interesting, especially as a grand final is a very important point in the tournament for the teams. Playing best of 3 for the large majority of the tournament, the teams have played best of 1s. So now when you get into these later portions of the tournament, best of 3 is a completely different can of worms. We often see the meta within a series itself evolve throughout the maps. So I'm quite curious to see if either of teams will feel like the Mordekaiser is as strong as we expect it to be, and maybe Midkent might consider taking it out in the second series. In the second map. It's also quite interesting to talk about momentum, right? Coming into this
Yes.
matchup, you want to get going very, very quick because if you start one map down and then you're one away from elimination, you could get really, really punished, especially if you don't have experience in playing these high-stake grand final games.
Definitely, it's very hard to come back after you've had a tremendous defeat, or even if it's just very close as well. I feel like those are really tough to come back from, but hopefully we'll see both teams fighting out really well and making it so we have a lovely matchup. And we can see in the bot lane, we have Draven and Pyke versus Caitlyn and Nautilus. Um, Myself, I feel like the Caitlyn Nautilus lane just will dominate later on if they get ahead. But if Draven does manage to get some of those stacks done, then if he cashes in those stacks, then they could be swinging in their favor really, really well, because they've got the Pyke as well, who, if he gets the kills with his ultimate, he's getting even more money. So we'll see what happens there, but that's a very exciting matchup to see.
Three
We're
more
just about to head
seconds.
into game 1.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. 3 more seconds until we're completely in the first map of this grand final. But obviously, we're gonna take a quick look at our pretty faces for just a few more minutes, as we do have a delay. Obviously, we don't want any of the players to jumping in on stream at the same time as the game is going. Every piece of information is key. So you were starting to touch upon the laning phase and how you think that might unfold, Lou. Do you favor any of the lanes or the lineups, I guess, for the laning phase, looking at the two drafts?
Yeah, honestly, I think the Draven Pyke lane, they could get really far ahead if they just have a bit of the jungle helping very early on. So Draven and Pyke could dominate the early, because Caitlyn, she doesn't do super much damage early, but then starts racking in the damage later on. But yeah, we could see a completely different side. The Nautilus could be out of control and just landing those hooks left and right, and then they could be taking down the Draven super quickly. So I'd love to see that matchup. Love to see what happens.
So would you say it's going to be a matter of the more reliable versus the more skilled requiring lane down bottom?
Exactly. So I feel like the Draven Pyke situation is very much, if they've got skills, they'll win that lane. But with the Caitlyn Nautilus, it's a very safe lane, so just landing one hook is quite easy compared to landing a Pyke hook and an E isn't as easy against them. But as well, the Pyke could just try and go for the Nautilus and get him out of the way very early on or something. But that could not happen as well. We'll see what happens.
Of course, we have to wait and see. We can only theorize so much until we see what the players feel like on the day. And of course, in theory, every matchup could be quite balanced, but it also depends about the players that are on the respective champions. With that being said, you said you've had the pleasure of casting the Colonel Cyphers, this season. So I wanted to ask, what was your analysis of their usage of rotations from jungler? Because you said for the side of Midkent, we might require the jungler to come and assist early on. What about the Colonel Cyphers? Do they just leave their jungler to his own devices, or do they try to use him quite early in the first couple of minutes?
Yeah, I believe he was just coming in left, right, and center to gank all the lanes and just dominating. They had a dominating defeat against the team they were against last time. It was about 30 kills to 5 or something, I believe. It was just the jungler was just getting there everywhere, and just honestly, they completely dominated. So I hope we don't see as much, but I hope they still look as good.
Of course, we want them to shine, but we also want their opponents to have at least some room to play against. And obviously, I expect the Midkent Mariners to perform, as they obviously had a hell of a season to get up until this point. And even if, let's say, you didn't practice as much as the Colonel Cyphers playing for all these weeks to end up at this point, you might have enough team chemistry and experience to try and take down the Cyphers. But Do you think that the ciphers trying to replicate, going all the way back to back, they're trying to make the grand finals in the overall yet again? Do you think this extra bit of experience will be important in this matchup?
Yeah, definitely. Any games help. So if they've just had so many games practice, they will get yes, and we're heading into game now. But yes, definitely the games practicing will definitely help them, and also on stage is completely different to just playing normal games and stuff. So we should probably see them have quite an impact on this game. And
Well,
yeah,
like
we
you
can
said,
see the
game
headings.
one of the grand final, Midcan Mariners, Colonel Cyphers of the British Esports National South Grand Finals already underway, and we have already quite an early rotate. Four, is that five people? No, it's five people from
Yeah,
Midcan
it's all
Mariners.
five of them. I think they're going for a late invade here. They'll they might actually. Yeah, this is most likely they're going for the late invade, but actually it looks like they're heading back now. Maybe they just wanted to check if the Conel Ciphers were going to invade from the bottom side because they've got the Nautilus, of course, with the hook, and then the Caitlyn to just do lots of damage. But it looks like they're just heading to their lanes and starting a normal game now. We can see Nunu's starting on his red side at bot lane, which is very much normal because gets a gets to have double help from on the buff. But on the
Yeah,
red side, we can see that they're starting the red buff as well.
interesting decision. Um, as both teams seem to have the similar game plan, do you think that's gonna actually punish the Mid Mariners? They're gonna get to here on the bot lane slightly a bit later.
Yeah, it looks like Kodal Cyphers really want to have a gank on the bot lane quite early on to try and get them ahead of the Draven lane. So that's why they're starting the red side. So Jarvan can be down for bot lane in time for when the other side of Nunu on Mid Kent Mariners is just going up to his top side. So yeah, it looks like they want to do some invades there.
Interesting. We're quite curious to see how the chip damage will come from the side of Colonel Cyphers early on. But it's gonna be quite passive. Again, we talked about the high stakes of this game number one, so you don't want to jump into any engagement that might end up being unfavorable.
Definitely. So we can see in the mid lane straight away that we've got a range versus a melee matchup. Yes. So the of course the range matchup is actually quite difficult to play against on this all bot side, but we can see the Nautilus is going in for a hook, but unfortunately the trap doesn't hit, so the pike got away. Oh, but we can also see that the Nunu is heading straight in top for this Mordekaiser, so he can help out his gut. Oh, that's a big knock up. So yeah, so Mordekaiser just escapes. He had to use his flash there, unfortunately, but that's better than losing his life. And now we can see the Jarvan starting his romp up at bot side. It looks like he's going to go over to the bot side to gank as soon as possible. So you can see that the Nautilus and Caitlyn are coming back now. They want to set up some room so that um, Jarvan can come back in. But Nunu is heading back up top. And oh, this could be a kill. No, no, no. We're just going to see another repeat of just him surviving. But now we can see the Jarvan has made his way into the bush at bot lane. So what I said at the start, him setting up with the red buff to get the early gank at bot lane is true. So he's probably going to look to get on this Draven so he can get rid of all his stacks. Let's see how long he stays in here before they leave. Honestly, oh, that's a nice. There we get the flash by the Draven. Nothing else really happens, but the Nautilus goes in, and no, nothing's really happening, but we do see just a bit of chip damage onto the Draven as well as his flash going. So this is a big thing because Draven without his flash is very immobile. All he will have is his W just to speed him up so he can get into the fight quickly. And actually, Nautilus has gone for a flash, and then the Jarvans come in with the EQ combo. Caitlyn gets the first blood with one shot there. that's that's the start that Konel Cyphers really wanted there. You can see how much their jungler is putting on this bottom lane now, and now he's headed up to mid lane with the blue buff and just going for an invade, most likely or not.
I'm glad to be back, Lou. I apologize for that. A little bit of a technical difficulty on my side, and I'm so sad I missed the first blood that the Cyphers got. And right now
No worries at all.
we see Playboy Corky just outside of that pit. Uh, Getting the assist of Zombie already nearby, and I think the Colonel Cyphers will be deterred as Bubble Tea is approaching from the mid lane as well. And we're about to jump in, and that is a beautiful initiation.
Oh,
And one of the players very low HP is going to
oh,
be a nice slave from Bubble Tea collecting the kill. And we have two players very low on the side of the Colonel Cyphers. They're getting pursued all the way back onto their high
oh
ground. They will
wow.
not lose their lives, but the Drake will get slain by the side of the Midkid Mariners.
That is not good for the Konel Cyphers. They were the ones to go in on the Drake, and they got just destroyed. So they were trying to get the Drake before the jungler even came in, but then he just rolls in with his ball and gets the Drake, and they get a kill as well. So not great. But the one thing that is good is that Draven didn't cash in on his stats. He almost killed the Caitlyn, but she just managed to get away. So that is a little tiny bit of a win for Kunal Cyphers there. At least
It's a
they'll
saving
probably
grace.
look on. Yes, it's a
It's a
saving
sim-
grace. That's
I
true.
it was bad. It was bad, but it could have been way worse. In the end, escaping
Definitely.
two of their champions were very low in HP. In mid, Bubble Tea already we see him having slightly more success, and oh my god, Pavlak will be aware of this and will just get out of this potential rotate from Playboy Corky. Could have
Yeah, it
been a
looks
surprise.
was looking like they were going to go for the grubs for a second, but they backed off it as they don't know where the top lane or jungle are on the side of Konel Cyphers right now. But yeah, they if they got that, that would have been great for them. So a new thing about the grubs is that you only need to have four of them to get the buff of the extra guys on the turret. Oh,
I
um,
think we just saw a hook down bottom,
so
and we're gonna miss a bit of the action. But in the end, on the
oh
back of that hook, it's gonna get another kill going for the side of the Cypher. It's gonna be
oh
a
my
double
god,
bill, and that is a great. And now in mid, Pavlak turns
oh no.
around and slays a Playboy Corky. Bubble Tea cannot trade it. And we have Madman Smash coming in. He gets pulled back and now has to disengage. They don't want to lose another one as the Colonel Cyphers. They lost the Drake fight earlier, but I'm looking even the last hits just have a considerable gold advantage at minute 8.
That was massive for Konal Cyphers because they didn't just get a kill down bot lane, they got a kill at mid, and also they stopped Draven from stacking in all his adoration stacks. So yes, so they've just done that, and as well, they're getting two grubs off that. That's huge for them. They must be very happy with that exchange. If I was Konal Cyphers, I would definitely be. So we'll see now. This Caitlyn, she's just gone back and she's gotten the Noon Quiver as well as the Shard. So she's working very close on getting her first item. Whereas on the side of Mid Kent Mariners, Draven's only gotten a Doran's Blade and two long swords. Whereas we see them coming in. Oh no, not going in on bot lane, just going for the blue buff, I guess.
I mean, it's basically the difference in gold and items. The Draven is 0-1, and his counterpart on the side of the Cypher is 3-0. So obviously, the disparity is already quite evident. Hopefully, we can see a bit of a comeback from this Draven that is not looking too hot for him right now.
Very true. Yeah, we've got a three K gold lead right now, and most of that is probably on the Caitlyn, as she
Yeah,
also has 27 more farm than the Draven. So they've
yeah.
got the Draven's got a lot of work to do. Oh, we can see the gold here. Yes, the Caitlyn is 1.6k gold ahead of the Draven. That is a lot. That's almost half an item. Well, actually more than half an item. So yeah, we will probably see this snowballing for the Caitlyn unless the Draven can get some great ganks with the Nunu down on bot lane to kill and shut down this Caitlyn for the 350 gold she's currently holding.
I'm looking at it, and the last disparity continues to be even higher as the skating continues to hit creeps and get more and more farther. As the Draven, I don't even know what they're doing on the map.
Yeah,
I feel like they've been stuck at around the mid 40 last hits for the last several minutes. Up
very
top,
true.
we haven't really talked about Trope versus Matt Max, as Matt Max is already getting pulled back, right
Oh,
click, and I think they're dead here, right? Yeah, if it's a full commit, that's an easy kill.
yeah, he's just gone. He's just gone. He got taken into the death round because you can no longer stop the death round with so many ults. For example, Malphite's ult can't stop the death round anymore. So I'm not sure if it did before, but it may have. But anyway, he got stuck there and he just dies in the death round because he can't go any closer to his tower. And now we see Colonel Cypher's going for this Drake. Hopefully they can get this without the mid Kent Mariners coming in, which they easily do as no one is around.
Okay, we now have already almost 15 minutes into this game, 12 minutes, and 3.5 K gold lead for the Colonel Cyphers. They've been maintaining that since about minute 6. So the Midget Mariners are doing everything they can to offset. Uh, this
Mm-hmm.
snowball effect that you could have when you're falling behind early on, and I appreciate that. But I suspect the next skirmish we're going to see in the next 3 to 4 minutes could be game breaking if the Colonel Ciphers come on top of that one as well.
Yeah, it's very true. As Caitlyn just went back and got her item too, so now we can see she's got the Storm Razor.
Oh, we have a
Oh,
jump in
and
already. And oh my goodness, they need to run away. They're not starting well, and that's going to be a nice splash around. And now it's an isolated fight, but they're getting a bit of a turnaround as we have Trompa coming in and so low in HP, but kind of
oh my
running away. In
god,
the end, the slam for
no!
Bubble Tea, who has no chance of surviving. And now this level disparity, level 10 versus level 7, Playboy Corky just needs to run away as we finally have Map Max trying to come and assist the jungler, but I don't think you've got the
I don't think
facilities for
that's good
that.
for him.
Yeah, Playboy Corky turning around though. I don't know why they're gonna
Oh,
get
he's got him in
pulled
the
in.
death realm.
That is this is a one by one. You're just feeding this tank.
That they're just going in one by one, wanting to fight him. But if they all went in at the same time, they could have probably taken him down. I feel like that was an oversight on the Mid Kent Mariners side. I feel like if they just went in, they might have been able to kill him, but maybe not. Mordekaiser is pretty strong, as
Oh
we
my
saw he
god,
was in Death.
not again.
Oh,
I feel like we saw this two
mm,
minutes ago. Okay,
yeah.
patience will prevail. But I mean, they could have probably sacrificed himself there. It might have sacrificed a big kill
Yeah.
streak, but down bottom, ooh, nice
Oh,
blocking. That was
four.
great, but not enough. And now it's gonna be a 1-for-1, but in the end, it's gonna be a 2-for-1 double kill yet again.
Oh
The
no.
then the and the turret falling. I mean, I was just complimenting the Mariners for not getting snowballed by this goal deficit from that they have in front of the Colonel Ciphers, and guess what happened since? Yeah, they're getting snowballed by this continuous, relentless pressure that the Ciphers want to apply.
Almost 7k ahead now. It's
Goodness.
very hard to come back from a gold lead over 5k, so I would be very surprised if Cornell Cyphers do get back, but they do have a lot of engaged tools on their Nunu, Malphite, and Vex, so maybe they could look for a big fight. But we did see a fight earlier where they did engage on the Diana and they lost the fight with three versus two, so it might just be a snowball from here onwards. Um, Cornell Cyphers are probably looking to set up for this Drake that will be spawning very soon. And yes, I don't know how Mid Kent Mariners will be able to stop them getting this. Their bot lane is already has already lost the turret. They're very far behind. The Caitlyn is massively ahead of this Draven now.
I like how
And
we were just seeing Pike trying to rotate through the water towards mid, and then the Sixth Sense saved their life. Just like, you know what, let me go behind my turret, because otherwise that would have been an easy and yet another easy pickums. And speaking of easy pickings, um, okay, they're trying to fight for this river area, but okay, the Mordekaiser's coming, and I think this is the cue for the Mariners to just potentially sack the turret in mid.
yeah, it looks like Konal Cyphers are looking for this rift here. They have pretty much taken all of the Mid Kent Mariners out of this lane. They've sent the Diana bot lane so they can have a lane pushing while they get this as well. Now they're probably going to use that rift mid lane to get a turret very soon and just open the map up even more than it already is. The Drake is also spawning very soon, so what they could do is put the rift in mid lane and then go for the Drake, just so they have a distraction. But actually, the Nunu is coming here on the side.
I mean, it's now or never, right? You've got a two-player advantage. Oh, nice disengage. And
Oh,
now the turnaround, it's not going to be enough as it's a 5 versus 2, and the first kill goes in the favor of the Midkin Mariners. They needed something, but is it going to be enough? As we
oh,
have Pavlik jumping in, already trading one of them. It's got
oh
to be
my
a double
God!
kill right away. And now Bubble Tea has to run away with his life. Can the other two champs do the same? But no, they're getting lower and lower. Okay. In the end, it's a 2-for-2 trade. But the Colonel Cyphers
Yeah.
almost turned it on its head completely.
Honestly, that is huge for Konal Cyphers because they will just probably be able to get the Drake here as well as a mid lane turret, which is massive for them. Look at all the grubs coming in as they roam to the tower. Then hi, oh,
Okay.
is it um
Um. You know
okay?
what? That was
Nothing.
what I call a high five. They jumped in, they butted heads, and then they left. Everybody went back home. I mean, respectable, respectable.
Yeah, I more thought they were gonna. One of them was going to die, but they both happened to get out alive, and now the Konal Cyphers get this Drake as well as that mid turret, just putting their lead up even more. What is the
Can I
soul
just add,
going to
Lou?
be?
I feel like we've been talking quite a fair bit about the Mordekaiser and even Caitlyn. The Diana is 5-0-1. I don't even know when they picked up the kills on the Diana.
Yeah, yeah.
But I feel like, yeah, they definitely went unnoticed for a few minutes and ended up on the top of the scoreboard.
That was just that fight just then when she went in 1v5 pretty much and got 2 kills off it with her ult and E. So she almost got a triple kill. Imagine if she got the pentakill there, but but yeah, she is very far ahead now. She's got her Lich Bane already, and what's she building towards? I'm not too sure. Maybe a Zonya's next. We'll just have to see. Oh, actually, no, it's probably a Luden's. Um, but we will see what she goes for. If she does have the 700 gold shutdown now, and they did manage to get the shutdown on Caitlyn earlier. I do want to know if that was Draven or not, but I doubt he had enough stacks to make it sufficiently worth it, as they are still quite far behind on gold, with it being still around 7,000. Oh, as they go on
Um,
another Draven?
Shimmy
Oh,
is about to get shimmied out of the server, somehow escaping despite a
oh,
continuous. Oh, that's going to be a great trade turnaround. And now, overcommit behind the turret will end up costing them a couple of kills. Bubble Tea more than happy to finally manage to get himself involved. The Cardinal
wow.
Ciphers, too hot on their toes.
Yeah, Mid Kent Mariners bring that to the 7-11 scoreboard. Um, Yeah, that's great because Draven also managed to get one of the kills there with his ult on the Caitlyn, so that's bringing his gold back up. They probably do want to look for this Diana because she is sitting on that 700 gold shutdown, which would be huge for the side of Mid Kent Mariners right now. It's now looking at a 6k gold lead for the Konal Ciphers, but that was even more before. It was
Yeah, it was
over
almost. It was getting
7k.
closer. Yeah, it was getting closer to 10K. I think it was. We were
It
around in the 7-8K area,
Yes,
and
yes,
if
that's
it
true.
would have kept going that way, Lou, we might have looked at a 10K deficit pre-minute 20. So the Mariners very good to offset. Well, to punish that slight mistake from the ciphers. Not something that we usually
Definitely
see from their part.
very much overstepped there. And now they're looking probably just to push mid up, get some get some of this wave pushed up before the Drake spawns, and then before Baron spawns in 15 seconds. I doubt they could look for an early Baron right now, as they do not have control of the Baron pit or any of the blue side jungle in the top river.
Yeah.
But all that is a great Baron for them with a massively walled off area.
If you could give me a percentage, Lou, like right now, like odds essentially, what side would you favor? I mean, probably still the ciphers because of the gold lead, but
Mhm.
is it like a 60-40% or like a 70-30?
I would still give it around
Oh, wow.
percent to the ciphers right now, because with their Diana being so fed, she has her two items now. She has a Shadow Flame and the Lich Bane. That's what she went back to buy. Um, she will just absolutely demolish with her ults. They are going for the engage, and Mordekaiser gets the pipe.
But is it gonna be enough? Because they are playing on the verge of the base and they
Oh
are getting
no!
shut down. Suitable. In the end, it's gonna be Shinoda finally to fall, and that
Wow.
is a 4-for-1.
Well,
Why?
I
Again?
think Mid Kent Mariners are just trying to prove me wrong. They just wanted to get the team fight, and now they can get a free Baron. They didn't have their Diana there. Their main carry wasn't in the
Exactly.
team fight,
So why would you do
so
that on the side
she
of the
didn't
Colonel
ult.
Ciphers?
Now I'd probably go more like 50-50, as this is going to just increase their gold so much that there'll be hardly any gold lead if they manage to get a turret or two with the Baron, which is very easy to do. So, oh, actually, we can see that the Colonel Cypher's jungle is coming in.
You're going for it. You're trying. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be an attempt, and I think a kill might follow with that attempt.
One kill on
I
the
can respect
Draven.
that. I respect that.
It's respectable. And now the gold lead is only sitting at around 3,000, which is not good at all for the Conal Cyphers, as they were almost 10k up at one point. And now they're going for this dragon without their jungler. This is very risky on the Conal Cyphers side.
Yeah, back-to-back attempts at playing without their entire squad is punishing them. And let's see, are they gonna be patient, or? And I think they might just be patient enough. Yeah, we see a bit
Yeah.
of a. They realize, okay, we've overstepped twice, we've been punished twice. We don't want to completely throw the game out of our hands.
hmm Jarvan's back up now, and they're pushing on the mid a bit. They want to get the waves pushed on the mid Kent Mariners side so they can go in and get this Drake for free. And you can see that Diana's on the side just waiting. She's here for a fight finally, so hopefully they have her in the fight so they can just win it and take it. That's what they want on the Konal Cypher's side anyway.
Yeah, we also
Um,
had the Mordekaiser coming in, joining them from the south side.
mhm.
And okay, we have Mad Max through the bushes up top. He's going to try to jump in, catch them by surprise, and it's going to be a full blown out
Oh,
skirmish. And what a jump in already! But the turnaround
oh,
might just be enough, as we have a beautiful slaying of the Drake. And now Pavlak is dominating. We haven't seen him in the last team fight, and this is why. Because if they show up, the Mariners are turning into fish.
this is exactly what Konal Cyphers needed. They needed their main carry, their Diana, to just come in and destroy, win the team fight, just go for that Draven straight away, just shut him out of the fight completely. And then they just win the team fight. And then they could probably look to get an inhibitor now. Um, with the Baron minions, they probably won't be able to end the game. But as you can see, the Draven is spawning in 2 seconds. But they will probably look for this just the turret and back. Actually, that's very safe of them, as the others are spawning in very soon. But now that they've opened up that mid lane completely, they can also do the same at bot lane with the Mordekaiser.
I
So
think I
yes,
think this is
that's
the correct
huge.
choice for their Lu, right? After they essentially jumped in the base of their opponents twice, this time you managed
Definitely.
to reclaim your lead. You don't want to repeat similar mistakes, but oh my God, Playboy Corky,
Ooh, that's a bit
very aware
risky.
though. Yeah, he
He
manages to stay alive.
the Playboy Corky didn't have his team around just then, so like Jarvan could have gone in to actually try and kill him and steal that blue buff, but it might have been a bit risky as they do have the Malphite, so he can just jump over walls quite quickly. Um, but yeah, like it's just now a bit of a standstill until probably Baron spawns next, and we'll probably see Colonel Cyphers trying to go for this, pushing all their lanes in to make sure they've got nothing pushing against them. Um, Also, we can see that Mid Kent Mariners still haven't managed to get a turret, so they will probably look for something eventually, or
I think
it's
I
just
think this is one of the reasons why we obviously see the 7K goal deficit.
definitely.
If you can take out Pavlak on the Diana once and then convert it into a few of the turrets, Mariners would be essentially back even more or less.
Yes, I do love to see how they put the Mordekaiser on the side lanes now. As we can actually see, Diana's gone onto the top lane, so they're doing the 1-3-1 strategy. We can see all of Mid Kent Mariners are just in mid lane and around top side, but now heading towards the bot lane to deal with the Mordekaiser. But Diana is as
Oh.
they go on in.
Hello, Mordekaiser. I mean, I know we know we're strong. We've seen. Okay, that is a very
Oh,
ballsy play. And oh,
oh no!
one more click would do it. It's gonna
Oh,
die anyway.
the
To the after damager to
Leandries!
turn around again, pulls the opponent closer and closer. This is an unstoppable Mordekaiser. And
Oh,
meanwhile, the inhibitor, I believe, up top or in mid has
oh!
fallen, and the kills. Still, this Mordekaiser is unbelievable.
I don't know if Pike wanted to go in there because he just went into his own death. This Mordekaiser is so fed and he's got so much AP. He is full AP. He's not got a shred of tank on him. Oh, and the Vex is going in.
Okay, it's
Managed
only
to get
one
Caitlyn.
kill, but is it worth it? Like, I mean, you're just trading your lives for time, but I don't
I
think you're buying that much of it anyway.
this looks like they could try for the triple inhib here. They do have the top wave that is pushing. They would need to get their kill their wave a bit, but then push it up. But they could triple inhib them here and then get a free Baron. But actually, we can see that Draven is alive now, so he's just clearing the wave pretty easily. But they are pushing the top lane just to get Mid Kent Mariners to just be stuck in their base. Now we can see the Baron and Dragon are spawning very similar times, so it will be very soon that we will probably see another fight around there. But I don't even know if the Mid Kent Mariners will even be able to leave their base to get there for this fight.
I mean, they would have to take a risk because I don't think they can afford losing the Baron and Dragon anymore as well. It's a
Very
very
true.
tough looking situation. Probably like a 98 2%. Oh my God, the
Oh,
Mordekaiser just hopped over the map trying to scare. They scared me more than anything else. Uh,
yeah, he was peekabooing all of us. With the Chemtech plants, you go a lot further than you normally expect to go. So maybe he didn't expect to go so far, but he almost got the pike with a pull in. So he was probably looking for that kill. And as you can see, the Colonel Ciphers are on Baron and they have taken it. So that is done. They will probably look for this Drake to just secure their victory now. But you can see all the Mid Kent Mariners are already down here ready to fight this.
I gotta say, this Mordekaiser Topoha has been doing such a great job of just zoning the opponents to not allow them even attempt a contest. And now look at the poor Corky.
Oh, that Nunu is dead.
I mean, they're buying time, I guess. Hiding in the pit in the end will die as we have a jump in the backline from the Diana Pavlak.
Oh,
Flawless game, by the way, from the Diana 8-0-3. I don't see them dying, as I don't see the Midland Mariners surviving in this
oh,
game number one once more, as we have a legendary spree, turn around, wanted to get more. The Drake gets claimed. It's left, right, and center. It's an absolute dominating performance from the Colonel Cypher, as the Mordekaiser is already hitting away the turrets. Mad Max, can you do anything else? You're trying to protect
definitely
it, you're
not.
trying to buy time, but you will fall once again. 10-0-3, an ace performance from Pavlak on the Diana.
Wow, that was a massive game from Pavlok and a massive game for Colonel Cyphers. We did see it go a bit iffy in the mid game when Mid Kent Mariners did come back for a bit, but the Colonel Cyphers got their Diana in for another fight and then just took over and completely dominated at the end to get the victory. Wow.
It was a battering, and I know I'm mentioning the Diana, which had a flawless performance score-wise, but that Mordekaiser, Lou, I mean, they died once, and it was one of those hiccups in the mid-game that you mentioned. Probably still my MVP.
Yes, yes, definitely. I do think his ult is just insanely useful as a move, as just getting one teammate out of a fight just can completely destroy the fight and make it so Mid-Kent Mariners just had nothing they could do. So he kept taking that Nunu and the Vex into the Rift, as well as the Malphite, and then they just couldn't do anything. They just had no team fight after that because they're missing a member. Whereas the Mordekaiser just dominates in his realm, and especially as no one can leave his realm now, that was insanely strong by him. Good
Odds,
performance.
are we gonna see Mordekaiser in the game number 2? Prediction right now. Put you on the spot, Lou.
I think it's going to be banned. Also, I think the Diana could be banned because Havlock did seem extremely good on that Diana there. Just not even having a deathless game as Diana is insanely strong, and he didn't even have his Zhonya's. So, yeah, you couldn't stop watch.
Let's see if our prediction will come through, because I actually hope we see the Mordekaiser ban. It was slightly too overwhelming. But before we see if the Mid-Kent Mariners can make a comeback into the Southern National Grand Finals, we will send it to a short break. Welcome back to the Student Champs British Esports National South Division League of Legends Grand Finals. It's a best of three. I'm Waxin, joined by Lou, and we are bringing you game number 2 between the Mid-Kent Mariners and the Colonel Cyphers. Lou, game 1 was a bit of a back and forth between the favorites and the underdog. Game number 2, though. Well, we were talking, are we expecting to see some of the bans maybe trying to take the Cyphers outside of the comfort zone?
Definitely. So I'm 100% sure we will see the Mordekaiser and the Diana ban, because they are huge champions for the side of Colonel Cyphers in that last game. And yeah, so I just doubt we will see them again, and I'm excited to see what does happen. But I do want to see some more champions that are just more CC on the side of Mid-Kent Mariners, because we did see it last game, but they didn't do enough to get their Draven to actually be able to get ahead and get those kills. And we are heading into picks and bans right now.
Ooh.
Yeah,
straight for it.
So we could see Colonel Cyphers are banning the Katarina again, as they did last game. I believe maybe someone on the side of Mariners is a Katarina main, maybe. And there we go. There's the Mordekaiser ban already. We knew that was coming, so that was just obvious, as that was the major point of their victory last game. And as well with the Ornn ban, we did see this last game as well. So they are banning the Ornn. The Ornn does help a lot with all his items he gives at the end. The upgraded items, and his ultimate is very strong as well.
I think you brought up a good point. Hopefully they're gonna go for all their main champs, or not necessarily main, but stuff that they are comfortable with, because in a grand finals is not the time to experiment by any sort of imagination, right?
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, they want to pick up what they're good on, and like we could see the Renekton locked in now. So Renekton's a very strong early game champion who does fall off a bit mid and late game. And we just wanted to let you know that the winner of this tournament does go to LAN. So this is a massive event for them, as they both would probably love to play in LAN, as it is a massive thing. As we can see the Lee Sin and Ari on the side of Konals here. So Konals are on the left side, the blue side, and Mid-Kent Mariners are on the red side for this game.
It's one of the aspects that we talked about. You know, the Cyphers were there already, and they're trying to replicate the success from last year. And the Mariners are trying to steal their spot and steal their glory, and do not let them defend their title, right? So,
Yeah,
would you say the pressure is on the Cyphers because of that?
I think it is, yes, but I feel like after their last game, their defeat was insanely strong at the end. They did have a really good early game, just the mid game was a bit dodgy for them. They will most likely look to just end this game out and get a clear 2-0. That's probably what they want. They're probably focused and ready to go. As you can see, the Mid-Kent Mariners didn't ban anyone on the 4th pick, so maybe they went over that. But yes, that's a bit odd in my books. I would think they would ban maybe the Caitlyn or something, as that was very strong last game. And we can see that Colonel Cyphers have picked up the Draven. They want to show what the Draven can be like on each side.
This is a in-your-face type move. Honestly, you want to. Competitive games, be it professional sports or competitive esports, a big chunk of the, I guess, the dynamic or the battle is mental, right? If you can mentally or have a mental advantage over your opponents, or just try to take them outside of their own comfort zone, that's half the
Mm.
battle won, right? You put them in an uncomfortable position, and then, okay, I mean, if you were talking about the highest level of play, some people are even going for what you might consider humiliating plays, right? I don't think it's the case for student champs right now, as both teams have a track record of being quite respectful and they're just younger players and young in their young
Yeah.
careers. So I think the Draven is like, oh well, we've got a Draven player ourselves. Let's put it to test. Let's see whose Draven will have more impact.
Yeah, we'll see the battle of the Dravens. So we'll see which Draven has shown up the most in these games. I'm excited to see the Kernel Cyphers playing the Draven as well to kind of show what they can do with it too, because it is a very strong champion as well paired with this Alistair. So they will be just jumping in, trying to get the kills on the bot lane of the Mid-Kent Mariners. Yeah.
I'm gonna pick your brain about something here, Lou. We started
Mhm.
touching on this during the off time, the break we had.
Yes.
The Colonel Ciphers were the favorites, and they started off really, really hot. A few mistakes, clearly mistakes that they did.
Yeah.
In game number two, game number one is what allowed the Midcan Mariners to extend the duration of the game.
Mhm.
Assuming that both teams will come in at the same level of play, but this time the Colonel Ciphers will not commit those mistakes. Do you think the Midcan Mariners have the slightest chance of taking this to a game three and maybe going for the reverse sweep, or do you think this might just be it?
I definitely think they do have a chance of going to the game three. We did see in their mid game that they did make some great plays when they played as a team and just managed to pick off the people on the Kernel Cypher side. Um, I think if they work as a team from the get go and just start doing the invades and stuff, definitely with the Sejuani, go down towards the bot lane, start getting some kills on the Draven early on, stop him getting his stacks. Maybe they could look for a game three. Yeah, there's no way they could not just try. But yeah, I do believe they could with their team comp get into the game three. Definitely.
What is the winning condition for the Mariners here?
I do believe they just want to get their bot lane, their Varus very far ahead. Varus does a lot of damage. If he's going, we'll see if he's going on hit or if he's going to lethality. Lethality, he'll just be shooting all his shots at them, very much just poking them down with the brand on the side, just helping to do the burst damage. So we'll see what happens. But that is the play probably. Just head towards the bot side, and then the
Okay.
same on the side of Kernel Ciphers. They really want to head towards that bot side too because that's where most of their damage is. Um, with the set doing massive ults on the side of Mid Kent, but we will just have to see how it goes. I'm very excited.
I'm quite keen on hopefully seeing a bit more from the top lane of the Midcan College Mariners,
Mm,
because from the side of the Cornell Ciphers, obviously, we said that the top lane was quite a big part of that victory in game number one. Just
yes.
even the solo shutdown, which I believe took place at around minute 7 or 8. Nothing you want to see from your top lane. So hopefully this time around, with a different champ matchup, we might see slightly more from their top laner as we are getting underway in what could very well be the final online League of Legends game of the tournament. For, well, it will be actually if we don't go to a game three for both sides, as if the Colonel Ciphers do manage to clinch this victory, they're going to play on LAN next time. So
Yeah.
the Midkin Mariners are just trying to extend our playtime with about another map or so.
Yeah, it's lovely seeing that they're not actually going for anything too risky early on. They've put their Colonel Cyphers have put their jungler in the top side again. He's probably going to start off on the blue buff. As we can see, the bot side of Colonel Cyphers are in the bot bush to be careful if to take care unless the Mid-Kent Mariners do come for an invade, which they most likely won't because it looks like they just want to keep the safety here and go for the blue buff themselves on their Sejuani. Um, yeah, but we can just see Renekton helping out with the blue buff, and then he's probably going to go up top. Oh, and we have actually gone
Oh,
into a game pause. So I'm not sure what this is about, but we'll probably hear about it in a moment.
it's tactical
Um,
timeout. The teams are trying to reassess.
mhm.
Definitely, they're trying to pick each other's brain. We talked about the
Yes.
mental advantage. Oh, I'm telling you, Lou,
Hmm.
this is it. This is the way we gonna see a comeback in the reverse sweep. This is how it all begins as okay, the game's resumed, so maybe not the longest break. Hopefully, the players and actually, jokes aside, right? A longer pause in this moment could have halted the momentum of the Colonel ciphers, right? That's a
Yes.
key aspect when you play a longer series. You win game one, and you want to get into game two as soon as possible to ride that momentum.
Hmm.
Whereas if you're on the receiving end and you're losing, essentially, you want to be able to keep on to keep elongating the pause longer so you can cool down and then your opponents that are feeling themselves to relax a little bit.
Definitely, definitely. But as we can see, they've gone back into game now, and like it's just a brawl at the top lane. This is what I love to see. Two strong just melee champions just fighting it out, punching at top lane. Oh, and the Renekton goes in.
Okay, wow. We were talking game number one that we maybe do not want to see this type of HP trades so early on, but hey, with this newly found confidence from the ciphers, they're like, you know what, I've got what it takes for this.
Yeah, he was definitely on there. He just wanted to go straight in. As Renekton is super strong early, he can just win pretty much any 1v1 he's coming into. As he does heal so much from his Q when he's got a full bar of rage. So ooh, the set might actually look to go in as he got level 3, but no, he's just going to go back to the minions as, as he's gone in mid lane, the Lee Sin.
Oh, down bottom, we're about to see the first blood going.
Oh,
Oh my goodness, and it's none other than the stolen pick. It's the Draven.
yes, that's pretty huge for Draven as he's gotten some stacks of adoration there to cash in. So how much gold that would have given him? Probably a fair decent amount, probably around a wave's worth of gold. So he's very happy. He's going to be heading back to base now, and we'll see what he picks up. Oh, and we go in top lane, and
Oh,
the Croc just manages to survive on the littlest bit of HP ever.
I
Um,
mean, this is probably the first in two games, the first trade that goes in the favor of the Mariners. Obviously, they would have been much happier with getting the kill there, but even sending him back to base is gonna make him miss quite a few minions, or make it slightly harder for him to do
yeah,
to get every single one of them. I mean.
getting rid of his TP as well. He had to expend that to come back to lane to get that wave. Otherwise, it would have just pushed under tower and been destroyed. As we do see, Lee Sin is getting this bottom lane scuttle. He's setting up for his bot lane, and he's probably going to go for Drake very soon. As we do see that the bot lane of Conal Cyphers is trying to just um, get this wave frozen and maybe push up this wave in a moment to just go for the quick Drake. Actually, no, they're just going to keep it there. So maybe they're not looking for a Drake just now, or maybe they're looking for a gank up bot lane.
But despite what seems to have been a rather quiet game, other than the initial first blood, we have already full 1,000 gold lead for the side of the ciphers, and again, it's
Hmm.
I'm trying to grasp my head around it as we have a
Oh,
rotate down bottom, gonna connect onto two opponents, and now they're trying to run away behind the turret, but I don't think it's gonna be enough as they're getting chipped down lower and lower. But
oh!
the escape very narrow, and now Playboy Corky just gonna come in and show themselves, and it's gonna be a full disengage most certainly from both
They
sides.
didn't they didn't want to go for that the turret dive just in case because at the start of the game you are very weak to turret
Of
damage,
course.
so they didn't go for that. But it was one more shot on the Draven to kill the Braum there. that was very close on the side of Konal Cyphers. That would have been another stack to get in as he's going in again. Um,
I mean, it's a lot of pressure, and I think it's not the worst thing you can do. Pressuring your opponents continuously, unless you overstep, which, well, I mean, we see the ciphers do. It's good to keep them in check, right? Especially if you have the confidence in your support, if you're certain on what your other two lanes are doing. Even if you do die, that wouldn't be great. But at least you are doing your best to shut down your opponent
yeah.
equivalent. And what a jump in
Oh,
yet again! Wow.
Braum Shield saving the Varus's life there. One more shot on him would have been his death, but the Braum just managed to protect him with his shield, protect him with his life. And now we're looking at the top lane. A fight is going on.
Okay, Playboy Porky, almost getting caught. Can probably turn around and deal a few more right clicks. But now Mad
Whoa.
Max just kind of, that must have been a communication, Lou. And now look at it.
Yeah.
We got Bubble Tea also probably caught in the same miscommunication, trying to join up with his team, and now alone will get caught. And you just lost your mid laner for nothing. Hello?
Yeah, and the Lee Sin was looking for a turret dive there on the set, but he does manage to stay alive, and Lee Sin has to back off home to get some health back. Or he might actually just start these grubs now. It is looking like he's going to start these grubs. And as you can see at bot lane right now, the Draven does have a serrated dirk and a pickaxe over the Varus's just recurve bow. So that is a big lead on the Draven so far. Um, he he probably is close to getting his first item, which will most likely be the hang on.
I think it's pretty similar to what we spoke about in game number one, right? It was around the same minute mark, 7-8 minutes, where the Colonel Ciphers were getting a bit of a lead, and same itemization situation, slightly favoring one
Yeah,
of the two carries. But this time, the Midkin Mariners will try to be proactive, which is key in a game of League of Legends. You do not want to continuously react to what your opponents are doing. You want to be the one ahead, and they're gonna be sneaking this one. I think, yeah, that's
yeah,
gonna
they're
be not
just.
contested.
I don't think the Colonel Ciphers even wanted to try. You can see that they do have a ward there, but they didn't have any team. Their Lee Sin was in base. Their Renekton doesn't have TP, so they couldn't go for it in the end, giving the Drake to Mid Kent Mariners. But as you can see, it is still a 3k gold lead for Conal Ciphers. This Drake does help as it gives more armor and magic resist to Mid Kent Mariners, but for now, I feel like the gold lead on the side of Conal Ciphers is definitely fine. Oh, as we can see,
Oh my
he's
god.
Welcome back to the British.
well, he just got absolutely destroyed there. So the brand came in and got a kill. That's pretty good for him. He can start stacking up his items. Usually we'll probably see a Leandries, but actually, yeah, he might not be building a Leandries now. I think he's probably building something else with a blasting one right now. But oh, as we can see, the Lee Sin goes for an insect. Um,
Okay, a shimmy just completely falls, and what was a great fight, getting a kill up top, and now you lost to bottom, and now Bubble Tea. Okay, we'll try to get a pick
oh,
off trade, and that's gonna be very good play. But now still two players to face. Bubble Tea wants to turn around. Can they get Herb and maybe lower? Good stun. Reposition. One more
oh,
right click, and it's gonna
oh!
fall. The
Wow,
turnaround
that's
from Bubble Tea could have worked fine if it was essentially 1 versus 3, right?
he was so close to getting the Alistair there, Burb, but he didn't manage to get him. So the Draven did get another kill. This Draven, oh, the
My
arrow almost
goodness.
connected on the Alistair as he backed there. That would have killed him. But we do see him backing, and this Draven is going to back now and most likely pick up his collector. Yes, he does. And is there anything else he will get? No, he won't. Oh, actually, he got the Berserker's Greaves as well. That's a huge back for Draven.
Oh, look at
And
Chapoha up top. Just trying to bait Mad Max into a bit of an overcommit, despite him being under his turret. And Chapoha playing this very aggressive, right-clicking a bit of a tower, but Mad Max should be fine. With that being said, we have seen Mad Max fall once or twice in similar scenarios, so hopefully they are aware of this. But look at this wraparound.
ooh,
Speaking of awareness, can they spot this? And I don't think they are. Great throw up in
no.
the air and now push through into the
Oh,
turret. 1 versus 3. It's not gonna be longer for the
they're going to give
support.
this kill to the Draven. Yeah.
Respectable 4-0 into this Draven with a very very impressive performance in the first 11 minutes of this game.
Oh, and now the Ari is getting the charm on the brand, keeping the brand away from coming down bot lane. Um, just actually, she's probably just going to kill him. Yeah, she
Okay.
is. Just a solo Volo in the mid lane. Yeah, the Ari's
Oh,
very strong. When she's just reached her malignance, the ult does a lot of damage with the burn stacks going off. So she did manage to get that kill, and the brand has actually got his Leandries now, um
I
but
think like
that didn't happen that fight.
are we watching a replay? I mean, I know there's different champs, but I swear the way this game is unfolding, it's identical to what we saw in game number one. And
Hmm.
obviously, the teams have swapped sides. But you follow what I'm saying. I feel like it was a 9-3 kill deficit at about
I
around the 12-minute mark, around 6-7k gold deficit as well. The Colonel Ciphers seem to be a team that is very well versed, and they have a game plan. They stick true to it, and the Midkin Mariners
mhm.
don't seem to find an answer to this game plan.
Definitely. I see what you mean by that, but in this game, the Conal Ciphers actually managed to get all 6 grubs, which means they get extra bonus true damage onto the turrets with the little grubby minions that come and help them.
Okay.
So this will just they'll be able to demolish these turrets. They'll have Ari on the side lanes and have Draven as well, just absolutely demolishing these turrets. So I feel like this is going to be more on the Konal Cypher's side, as we can see they're going into bot lane to try something now. They're probably going for this Drake in a moment as it spawns. Infernal Drake, that's very nice for them. No Infernal Soul, sadly, from that, though.
We have 3 ciphers here wanting to contest, and now look at Pavlov
Oh!
with the Ari coming from mid as well. Meanwhile, a nice jump in the water, and now it's going to be the Drake. Unstoppable spree, yet another kill. Now Bubble Tea will fall. The mid laner is here no more, but look at Mad Max trying to get something in exchange, and finally will manage to slay the Drake. But you've thrown everything and the kitchen sink in that attempt, and now every single one of you is falling. It's going to be Zompire not long in this world as Pavlov gets a killing spree of his own.
Yeah, I
Ooh.
see what you mean by similarities between the last game. Pavlak is also 3-0 in this game as he was last game until he started getting some kills and then just got onto the board. And we can probably see Pavlak will probably just keep coming into this. They did manage to get the Draven last fight, but if that's all they're getting and nothing else, it's not a massive thing, and we can see that Konal ciphers are 9,000 gold ahead at 14 minutes into this game.
Oh,
I
we talked
mean,
about a potential 10k deficit pre-minute 20. We might be looking at a 10k deficit pre-minute 15 if the Colonel Ciphers get one more kill in the next 40 seconds or so. I also got to give a huge shout out to the supports. As a support myself, Burb Manny, 1 kill, 10 assists, no death, flawless game so far from the support of the Colonel Ciphers as well.
I love having a great Alistair on my team to just knock everyone up and stop them from being able to do anything, honestly. But we're seeing in the top lane just fighting going on and on and on. This is what we love to see from Renekton early game. Renekton just is so strong in the early game when he's just 1v1ing all his opponents. And yeah, so that's what Tropoja is just trying to do in the top lane.
Okay,
And we can
I
see
asked you
that
at the
Pavlak.
beginning. Oh no, no! I don't. Please, Pavlak, don't just do this to them. No, no, not like this. I wanted to
Want to
ask
see if he one
you.
shots him.
we talked about like the win condition. Oh, up top, Mad
Oh yeah.
Max is actually maybe going to get this trade versus Chopoha that just turns around and says, "Not on my yard. You used to have a turret, no more. You used to have HP. That's also gone." Pavlak will be deterred from that mental attempt that they were setting up for in bottom. And at the beginning, I asked you what the winning conditional is for Midkin Mariners. What is the comeback condition for them as they now trail behind almost 12,000 gold? Yeah, they're 12,000 gold behind.
Um, I think they just need to kind of stack up people in mid lane and try and get a fight. Like
Okay.
their only chance right now is having a good fight because they keep being picked off one by one. This is not good, as you can see that they're going in for bot lane now, whereas their mid lane's being destroyed as this happens. This is not good because Pavlak can
Taking so
literally
much space.
he's just trying to distract them. Look, they've got their turret mid and they're going for the inhib as
Guys?
well.
Guys?
He's
How long are we going to be chasing for? Finally, we see a bit of
and
channeling back,
he's
and now
oh
it just turns
my
around.
god! And
Play.
he's
This is
wow. And
wow.
he's gonna get another kill. Pavlak is
Okay.
just gonna he's gonna go for the
Go for the
triple
triple.
kill here.
And Mafia might just have it. Playboy Corky try everything in their power,
Oh
but
my god.
two teammates have been slain, 3 levels deficit, and
No
Pavlak
chance.
is gonna go bish bash balk ping pong style and gonna completely wipe down 3 of the Mariners. And now it's only Bubble Tea alongside Mad Max Smash
Mhm.
still alive. Obviously, quick respawn timers, but I
Yeah.
mean, what can you do with your life other than give it away to the Colonel Ciphers?
Yeah, so I don't know what they can do too much now because they went in to try and kill one person bot lane and 3 died, so they can't even win a 1v3, 3v1 even. So maybe they've just got to try for these team fights. I think group up, get their head back in the game, just stop going in one at a time, trying to fight this Ari. I feel
It
like their
was it
mentals are shattered right now.
It was quite comical indeed to see 3 opponents chasing you. Like, I'm running. It was sort of like the whole "I need an ambulance, but not for me" meme. When you would imagine that numbers would have
Hmm.
the advantage, but Pavlok, great repositioning, great space making, and obviously great slaying coming in from that Ari. And we see Pavlok again. They send Mad Max
Definitely.
there this time around, but 2 level, actually a single level disadvantage. It's still going to
Oh,
be enough for
going
Pavlak
for
to
the
jump
die.
in. And that was an attempt. In the end, will not be a traded HP
Wow.
as Pavlak still alive 7-0-3. And I reckon it's our fault, I think, Lou. We angered Pavlak because we didn't want to give him the MVP. And he was like, "Oh,
Yes.
yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you I'm deserving."
Well, he definitely deserves it with this game if they do manage to close it out and win. But I
Oof.
believe they are trying to go for the inhib now to get this game over soon. If they manage to get the 20-minute victory, that is huge. That just shows how much better of a team they are. And with
Wow.
all the minions, you can see all the grubs just running to the turret with all that true damage. Look how much damage it's taking. That's the power of the 6 grubs. They don't
It
even
might
need to be there.
It might
And
just
it's
be now or never for the Midkin Mariners as we see a statement
oh
jumping, turned around, and it's going to be a complete shutdown. 1, 2, 3, and 4 will follow as it's only Bubble Tea. Can
wow.
Boba save you from the ciphers? I don't think so.
That is definitely going to be the game. Bubble tea, I don't think you can do anything here. They will just eat you up. Um oh, they've actually got their minions right now, so they are actually
They're still
just
doing it.
waiting on the wave. Oh no, they do have 2 minions. Okay, yeah,
They're still doing it.
they will be able to win this. As you can see, the Mid-Kent Mariners are just dancing in their base.
I
Nice to
mean,
see. Nice to see.
what a dominating performance from the Colonel Ciphers that prove that they are worthy of being not undefeated, the reigning champions of the British Esports Nationals. So they're almost about to do it back to back. They qualified for LAN on the back of what was a stellar performance in game number 2. A few hiccups in game number 1, Lou, but I don't
Yeah.
even know who's going to be facing them or waiting for them in the LAN Grand Finals. But after seeing that,
Yeah, all I can say is congratulations to Kernel Cyphers because they just looked absolutely dominant in that game. Like, as you could see, it was almost, I think they almost had 30 kills at 20 minutes or so, with almost a 20k gold lead at the end, which
Yeah.
is absolutely mental. So yeah, I'm happy to see that. Happy they won. We saw Pavlak just absolutely dominate again, and for me, he definitely deserves MVP for that game. What do you
I
think?
I think only for his peace of quiet. This is
Mhm.
definitely deserving of an MVP performance. Hasn't died once in 2 games, and
Yeah.
I mean that's crazy to speak about. And I am getting information that they are actually the first team to qualify in the grand finals, the Colonel Cyphers, and they have the luxury of waiting for their opponent. That they will find out on the 15th of May from the northern side of the national tournament. So the Colonel
Hmm.
Cyphers essentially speed running this season, wanting to fight for that back-to-back grand final. And we've seen colleges achieve this in other esports. Even previously in League of Legends, we had attempts. But the Cyphers, if they can keep the momentum going for the next couple of months and, keep on practicing, they might be the ones to put their names in the history books yet again.
Yeah, I'd be excited to see that, and I'm sure after that performance, they are probably very happy that they just managed to dominate in there and just show they are the bosses of the South. They want to take it home. They want to win land. Let's see if they can. Good
Yeah,
luck to
let's
them.
see if they can indeed. I mean, I'm keen to see them on land perform once again. Huge shout out, of course, to the Midcan Mariners. Like I said, this new college that I wasn't familiar with previously, they put a hell of a performance. Even in that game number one, they made us believe at points, and in the end, they
Mm.
fell to the team slightly more experienced. But that's not to take anything away from their journey in this season, playing nationals and essentially finishing top four. What a performance from them. So, huge round of applause for the Mid Kent College Mariners as the Colonel Cyphers will advance to the LAN Grand Finals. This is going to be the end of our stream for today, Lou. So, do you have any final words you'd like to say to the stream or viewers watching at home?
Yeah, just thank you everyone for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, I'd love to see you on next time in the land. So good luck. Yeah.
Huge shout out to Lou and to everybody else, obviously, that took part behind the scenes. We had Brad, Phil, Loti, and all of the teams, the colleges, and shout out to the teachers supporting these phenomenal, talented students because this is the future of British esports. And as for us, that's it for today. I was Wax, and it was my pleasure to join you here for a little bit of a League of Legends. So thank you for carrying me through this one, Lou. And for us, well, that's it for today. But we will see you tomorrow with the beginning of the Apex Legends Student Champs Cup Grand Finals. So, see you in about 23 hours. Stay tuned.
Yeah,